I think there are many of them, but one of the first ones is you hear a lot of hype about big data in HR, and I think one of the challenges is let's understand what the right data is for us to use. And it's not just the learning data. We need to be able to understand things like sales data, help desk data, so that when we're training people, are we reducing the number of help desk calls? Are we increasing the sales? So it's not so much huge data sources, it's getting the right ones and getting bigger insights out of those data sets that we already have. Now, of course, some of those data sets or data items are not going to be in traditional places. So you might be looking to get competency evidence that's actually based on the job. Now, that could well be that it's a video proof of somebody having done something correctly. Equally, it could be a manager on a smartphone saying, I've done this assessment and here it is. And how do we get all of these diverse elements into the one place where we can conduct some really good, interesting, insightful analysis on it? SCORM doesn't cut it. You can do lots of API integrations, sure, but to actually get something that works pretty much agnostically across anywhere, for me, there's only one way to do that looking forwards, and that's got to be xAPI. To be able to take that simple, Fred did this and the outcome was that, is a very powerful way of bringing data from anywhere to help give you those insights. Right at this moment, we take all of our learning data and we put it into what's currently an Oracle Business Intelligence data warehouse where we analyze it. That's proved for me to be not sufficient to meet the sort of things I was talking about earlier. So our plan is to move to a much more powerful analytics tool and to pull data in from those other sources, such as our CRM system for sales data. The other area where we've got to focus on is our use of adaptive learning, where the course no longer has an end. So these are courses where you're on a continuous ongoing assessment, and what we're looking for is a point in time position on where you are on that competency scheme. And that of course can change daily depending on whether you've been into the system to refresh recently. Now for that, SCORM is not the answer, and we need a different answer. What we are looking to do with that is to use xAPI to bring that competency data into the LRS as part of our LMS, and for the LMS vendor to make sure that we can match that data to the competency data that sits in there separately, so that we can have a holistic view of competency assessment from different methods of doing it. And of course, if we can achieve that, then we can bring in this other kind of evidence from wherever using xAPI based on that simple, Martin did this and the outcome was that. At that very simple level, I think that is incredibly powerful and will enable us to do a lot of things. But in terms of what we're doing right now is we have the data warehouse, we're doing analysis, we need to bring in those additional data sources, and once we've got a lot more of our courses into adaptive learning, by that time we're going to need to have something in place to bring that data in.
And what do you hope for the business to be able to see? What view will they get of that data ultimately?
Oh, the business will be able to see, from a learning perspective, a current position of competence for each member of their team. And we already have that available as an app within the adaptive learning tool, so a team manager can go in and look at exactly where everybody is on that scale. If we're going to bring in other data, we need to be able to do that outside of the adaptive learning tool potentially, and the LMS is a great place to do that. But ultimately, it won't be displayed in the LMS, it will be displayed in a business analytics tool.